Hi y'all, welcome back to By Devin. Today I'm making the second in my Mermaid Mani May series using these two beautiful KMG tips and these stamping plates. So I'm going to start with this stamping plate from Maniology. It has these beautiful fish scale mermaid scales, and I'm going to use this metallic stamping polish from Maniology also. The trick with a metallic is you have to move quickly. This stamping plate is not quite long enough for the tips, so I'm going to be doing a color blocking pattern. I could have done the stamp twice and try to match them up, but I didn't want to deal with having to be quite that precise. I'm going to use this second Maniology polish and this CADS plate to do this mermaid tail. This is Yummy Gummy and it has just a slight purple pole, kind of reads a little bit more white, but on the darker of the two KMG dips that I'm going to be using, it's going to look great. So now that I've got my two stamps, and I'm not reverse stamping today, so they're exactly the way I'm going to put them on, let's start dipping. So I've got two colors, both again from KMG Design Dips, Dusk Till Dawn and Pink Sugar. Dusk Till Dawn is a great thermal. I think it's a triple thermal. It has this dark teal color when cold, and it turns to a lighter, just gorgeous shade when it gets warmer. You'll see here in a minute that it is one of those amazing thermals that even changes when you activate and do the top coat. So definitely watch for that towards the end. I'm using these Joyful Nails color blocking stickers again that I got from Temu. And again, their stickiness is hit or miss. This one is a little more miss, but I think it's going to do what I need it to. So you see here I'm making kind of this accentuating the natural moon at the cuticle line of your nail, and I think it's going to look kind of like that sort of dip on a mermaid where their tail is attached to the rest of their body. So I'm super excited about that. You can see here I was checking to make sure that that stamp that I said was a little too short is going to fit on the teal that I'm going to do there. So I'm going to finish up this Dusk Till Dawn on these nails and then go back in with that Pink Sugar. It has these gorgeous chunky diamonds in it, and I will catch you on the last steps. Sugar is such a great chunky dip. You can see it had really great coverage even with just one layer. So I went in on this tip that I had already put that color blocking sticker on, and because I had done two dips of Dusk Till Dawn, there is a defined kind of divot down. I think I sometimes call it a gutter. So it's really easy to just put the dip liquid exactly where I want this pink sugar to go on the end. I'm going to brush off any of the big chunks and kind of try to make sure they're not hanging off the edge of the tip before I go in for a second layer here. And I'm going to do a little bit of a pour over on this second one just to get a little bit more of the fine glitter that's in here. It'll kind of cover up some of these bigger chunks just to give it a little bit more of a different look, almost like they're behind glass. I think it's going to really complement the entire look, doing the second dip as a pour over rather than a dipping straight into. I like to play around with my dips this way, see how dipping into, pouring over, hand placing can really change the look and give you a different variety with just one dip. So I'm loving how this is looking already. This is a different color blocking but design than I've done in the past, and I think it's really fun. So I'm glad that I decided to go with this, and I'm excited to see how these are going to look with the stamp on them. I'm going to pour back my extra into my cup. Love these little silicone reusable cupcake liners. You lose a tiny bit of dip, but really it's minimal, and they're so inexpensive that I've just got a huge stash of them. I clean them like once every couple of weeks because I have so many of them. I just put them in a pile when I've used them up. I'm going to brush off any of my excess here before I go in with some of my KMG Clear as Day, especially with this chunky dip and the color blocking. That Clear of Day is going to be an important barrier to keep from accidentally buffing or scratching any of these glitters. It's also going to help to keep that kind of gutter we were talking about before not really showing everything even on there. So went in with my first activator, and now I'm giving them a quick little buff. Even with those chunky dips, with the Clear of Day as a nice layer there, they did not need a whole bunch of buffing, but I did go in with my Bile, which is a thicker, a stronger grit to get any of those big chunks that were hanging over the edge. And I did have a few places where, because of the chunkies are a little bit larger than some of the other dips that I use, they had gotten a little above even the Clear as Day. It was super easy to take care of them. The Clear of Day protects any that are underneath it, and then none of them look scratched or lose their color. So you can even see here, just with the buffing, you can see just like a half second ago that you were starting to get that lighter teal color on the Dusk Till Dawn. Wiping them all off with alcohol, second activate, and when I get to that fifth one, I wipe them all with alcohol, and now I'm going in with my 2 layers of top coat, and I'm getting ready to stamp. So I did put a layer of my Maniology sticky base coat on the ones that I want to stamp on, and I'm going to use a little bit of tape to block off the edge of the other one. So this one, the mermaid tail, just went right up to that curve, so I didn't have anything I needed to block off. But for this second one, I'm going to use, it's almost like painter's tape. I get it off of Shein or Temu. It's super inexpensive. You can also find it on Amazon. And I'm just going to go back, and so sometimes I use that, and I'm going to use it in conjunction with the earlier Joyful because it has the same curve to it. So it's lost its stick completely, so the masking tape kind of helped it to stay on there because I didn't want to get any of these scales on my pink sugar. I just wanted them to be on the tip to look like that Dusk Till Dawn was the actual mermaid tail. And what I love so much about this is that the metallic is almost the same color as the Dusk Till Dawn in its darker form, but when it starts transitioning to that lighter color, it really shows. And here is our final look. I am in love with these nails. I got so many compliments on them, and this has been by Devin. Thanks for stopping by, you all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.